Yeah, man. Don't worry. You're like I said, you're in the right place, man. You're definitely in the right place. I'm sure we'll see you more often. Anyway, I'm not waiting for anybody now. That's it. We're live already. We like to do that. We just go live, man. Show their natural element in their natural character. You know what I mean? None of this fake stuff like we see with a lot of these pods, man.
Right, bro. Can we? Is it time to drop the surprise on everyone?
No,
we've been sat on this for a couple of weeks.
It's not yet. This guy. Look at the subject, man. Everything about this show, it takes its time. Do you know what I mean? You can't rush these things, bro. You can't rush these things, man.
Especially.
Yes. Good to see everyone back, man. Good to see everyone back. How we doing, Blunt? You good, brother?
I am very well, mate. I'm very well. And I'll tell you what, mate, like we've been sat in that intro for a couple of weeks today. If that ain't a reason to subscribe to the channel, I don't know what the fuck it is, man. Like, sterling work, that, mate. Sterling
work.
The
effort we put in, man. The effort we put in. If you want to thank us, just hit that subscribe button, man. That's all the thanks I need. JD, what's happening, man?
All good, brother. All good. All good. Just
get enough sleep today.
Listen,
oh, bro, if you get caught slipping again, I promise you're gonna end up a meme. Trust me, I'm gonna make sure.
Don't matter, man. I've lived down worse, man. It's nothing, man. It's all right, man.
Yeah, we could talk about worse, but we won't do that on this pod. Innit, Blunt?
If we do a special after hours one, I'm sure we can fill that about 2 hours.
We'll do one on visiting Middlesbrough. See how that goes.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've got a feeling I won't come off the worst either.
I've got a feeling I won't either. That's another story. And we've got Hursty with us today, making his debut on Don't Gas. How you doing, bro?
Gents, I'm good. Thanks for having us along.
Nice one. So yeah, man, you would have noticed the title of the show, the Meth OD of Breaking Bad, the genius that is Breaking Bad. So we're gonna cut that up today and let's talk a little bit about that. I've actually gone back to it, man. I started watching it again. I'm like halfway through season 3 already. It's still just as good. It's still just as good. Yeah, I started watching it. I didn't just start watching it. I started watching it about a week ago, and I've just been it's all I've been watching. So, but yeah, I wanted to know. I'll ask you, JD, first of all. Do you know about that? Because there's loads of little hidden gems that we see in Breaking Bad, or that we find out about Breaking Bad. Do you know about the color code? Have you heard of that? The color wheel of Breaking Bad?
No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna throw this up quickly before we get into anything else. So we've got the Breaking Bad color wheel, right? So if I bring this up, what is it you notice about this?
Well, each line is a color. First is green, second yellow, third red, blue, orange, purple, and then what's that? Gray or something like that at the bottom?
Yeah, that's gray. Yeah, at the bottom. But it's the amount of thought that's gone into this. If you look at Walter White, okay, and I know that he's color code.
I suppose it's like each season as well, isn't it? Like it's like the evolution of the characters. That's what it looks like to me. Actually, no.
Yes, JD, good man.
There is an evolution of the characters, definitely. We see Walter White, he's got green most of the time. Green for greed, for money. You got the yellow, which kind of represents the narcotics. Red, that represents like anger and death and stuff like that. You got the blue, which is more like family. Orange for law enforcement. And in fact, Hank's partner wears an orange shirt most of the time as well. So they associate orange with law enforcement. Then you got the purple, which is Skylar's sister. I forget her name now. where she's a bit disingenuous, bit disillusioned. She likes the luxurious things and likes to think she's of that ilk, but she's not really. And then you got the grey, which is more representing of depression and stuff like that. And that's basically what they did throughout the whole show, man. And it's just like so smart. I was watching an episode yesterday, and it's where Jesse's playing a shoot 'em up, and all the lights are red. And it's like, right, you really did think of everything here, man. Like, and then you look at Walter's character. Blunt was talking to me earlier about this and how he goes from wearing the kind of the dull beige sort of colors in the beginning. Then he starts wearing a bit more green as he's starting to get into the narcotics industry. And then by the time he's like fully into the Heisenberg character, he's more in blacks and more kind of dominant colors like that, if you know what I mean. So they kind of stuck to that theme all the way through, didn't they? But it's just one of the small geniuses behind one of the best shows that's been made. I'm not going to say the best, but I'm going to say one of the best. Blunt, I know you've got a few little gems that you've noticed, so I'm going to hand over to you.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, just touching on the colour wheel. Obviously, I had the discussion with you. It was something. I mean, I think I've done the show. I think I've done it's either 5 or 6 times, but like, it's one of them things that's layered, and you do tend to notice things every single time you watch it again. It's like a lot of it's like watching it with fresh eyes, which there's only a handful of shows that have that rewatchability in that. And like you were saying there about, obviously, you touched on Marie. That was the Hans,
there we go.
Hans missus. And the purple obviously is associated with the sort of like kleptomania, because she's a sort of she's an avid thief, isn't she? You know what I mean? But like, there's so many Easter eggs in Breaking Bad, and like, I think possibly my very favourite one, and you have to be eagle-eyed to spot it. And obviously there's going to be spoilers in this, so this is going out to people who have seen the show or are fans of it. The first episode where he's trying to get this meth empire off the ground, and obviously they're out in the middle of the desert in a RV, and then he's stripping his clothes off so he doesn't want to sting a meth, and then it goes a bit terrible, goes a bit wrong, and his trousers are still hung on the wing mirror of the RV, and then for whatever reason he has to fucking get behind the wheel, hot tail it in his underpants, and the trousers just fly off. But that early in the scene, it makes a point of showing a close-up of the trousers gone. And it's sort of symbolic of a lot of things, but you fast forward to the very end of the 5 series, where it's all like sort of coming to its its peak. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's crescendo, and it's gone from him being stood in his underpants with nothing, like a loser of a character trying to make something himself, to the point where obviously he's been left with that big barrel of money, which is nothing compared to what he had taken away from him, but he's still. The greed is there because he's pushing this barrel of money through the desert to the song, I've been to the desert on a horse with no name. And he's breaking his back to save the last bit of the money he's made. And as he's rolling the barrel, just in one of the shots from the ground up, you just see this old pair of dusty, battered beige trousers that have just had like desert muck blown on them over the course of, I think, the 2 years or the 3 years that the story takes place. And it's just symbolic of, like, it just reminds you where he started and where he is now, but the only sort of common theme is he's still fucked. He's still a shit street without a paddle, you know, it's shit street without a paddle, but yeah, I just think it's genius. But like I say, it's littered with Easter eggs from start to finish, and I could talk about them for ages. But
it is. We'll circle back to it. We'll circle back to it, definitely. JD, what makes it so genius in your opinion? I know you don't necessarily think it's the best show, but I know you rank it highly.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, again, like, you know, just the character development in that show is top notch for me, man. I mean, you see this guy start out as some meek, like, wimpy dude, and you know, he ends up just being a stone cold killer, and you know, just
that's the journey, isn't it? And I'm just going to jump on
aspects and facets, man. The guy's just, you know, yeah, man.
I think the line got crossed when Jane, Jesse's girlfriend, when he let her die. I think that was the point of no return for him.
Yeah,
like
that's when he became like truly Heisenberg, wasn't it? And like just jumping into what JD said there about the character development, and I'm going to go to Westy now because there's a reason I asked him to jump in, is because, like, of all my friends, like, I hope you don't mind me saying you're you're a good like series and TV film buff, you know, and you've taught me a lot of things about what's good and what's bad TV. And when I spoke to you about Breaking Bad, you weren't that taken on it, were you? And one of the things you did say to me is you failed to invest in some of the characters. And the reason I wanted to get you on, a lot of the characters, that's the reason I wanted you to get you on, instead of us just sort of like blowing smoke up the ass, just to get a contrasting view. So like what do you make of like the characters you couldn't invest in? And what do you make of obviously the sort of main protagonists where you can see the journey that they go through from start to finish?
Well, it was you who put me onto it. So I partially blame you for me not liking it because you bigged it up for quite a long time. Like it was like probably 3 series in minimum before I came onto it. Obviously, Walt, you see that progression of the character. He gets more and more into it. He's always that lunatic. He just hasn't unlocked it yet. You can see it's always there. He needs sort of that little push into it, and then once he goes full steam. But for me, I know I've said this to you before. I didn't like the wife. I don't like the son. The crack between Hank and his partner is terrible. Like,
are you about his partner in the DEA, Gormy?
Yeah. His work partner, not his wife. His wife's a bitch. Stand the thief. Jesse becomes the bitch the proverbial bitch that he calls everyone a bitch, and by the end of it, he's just a quivering wreck. That was good. The turnaround of like that character. So there was some good bits in it, and I know I've said this before as well about. I think it's quite a quotable program, and there's quite a lot of scenes that work well as 30-second clips or minute-long clips. But I remember watching it just thinking, this is a slog. I just couldn't get behind enough of the characters.
Can I ask you a question on that?
That being said, I do want to go back and watch it because enough people have been like, on the second and third and fourth watch, like you have said there, you start noticing all these other little things, which I think you can forgive it a little bit. But I think, like what you were just saying there about how clever it is with all these things in the background, for me, it failed on some of the characters, the fundamentals, because they weren't likable. And
can I ask you a question on that point,
Yeah.
though? Just before I do, just got a comment there from Beefy, old fellas. Yes, Beefy, what you saying, brother?
Yes, Beef.
Yeah, so basically what I wanted to ask you is, do you not think that makes the acting even better? The fact that a dislikable character has got you not liking them. It's a bit like, Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Everyone can't stand this guy, but the actor and Tariq from Power and stuff like that, where you just like you hate this character, you hate this guy, but the actor's done his job or done their job. Do you get me?
That is a valid point, but I don't. So because you mentioned Game of Thrones, even with Game of Thrones, the characters that you hate, you kind of love to hate them. You look at the Joffreys, you look at the Cerseis, you look at the what was your man Bolton? Not Bolton, wasn't Bolton, was he? He was the
Ramsay.
Son.
It was Ramsay Bolton. Yeah,
you know what I mean, he was horrible, but you couldn't wait to see what was going to happen with him. Whereas it's not that I hated the person. I disliked them. I couldn't. There was nothing I could see about them that made me want to. Like, if anything, I'm thinking with Walt, I'm thinking, get away from your wife. Go and sell your meth. Go and live it up somewhere.
Yeah. But I see what you're saying there, mate. But like the whole point of him doing this, like he never went in with this like sort of bloodlust or bloodthirst. That became something that grew onto him. But the whole reason he was doing that was to provide for his wife and 2 kids.
I get that. One of which only comes up when it's convenient for the plot. The baby, that's just there sometimes and not there the other times.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, but you can't just shut her in a meth lab, can you?
It's horses, man. Not everything isn't for everyone, innit? Like that. That's the thing.
To be honest, like Hursty's onto something here, though, man. The wife is a total bitch, and I swear she ends up getting porked by some idiot as well.
Do you remember the way he died?
I can't even remember.
No, he didn't die, did he?
Oh no, he didn't die.
He almost died.
Oh yeah, it's her boss, isn't it? It's her boss or something.
Yeah. He tried to run away and tripped and hit his head, didn't he? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
But it's the way he tripped, bruv. I was cracking.
Oh no! He doesn't die. He gets like paralyzed. Ain't he in a neck brace and shit for a while?
Yeah. He's in hospital for a while, man.
That was, I thought, yeah.
Now, there's some funny scenes. I'll tell you what cracks me up about Breaking Bad. It's the frustration that you feel for Walter with Jesse. Like the scene where they're in the RV and Jesse's left the key in the RV and the battery dies. So he's already made one mistake. Then when it comes to doing the generator, he's not watching what he's doing and he's pouring petrol in the wrong places and it's getting inside the generator. So when he pulls it, it blows up.
See,
and then if things going to get any worse, instead of waiting for Walter to run in and get the fire extinguisher, he gets the only water they got and pours it over the fire. And it's just like one thing after another, and you just think like, go and choke this kid out, man.
I thought that was one of the more interesting relationships. Like the fact that he keeps messing up and he's still Mr. White after all that time. Like with the bathtub in it, he says like, get this specific thing, so otherwise it melts through and it comes pouring through the ceiling. Like that for me is like he's still teaching him after all that time. Was one of the more sort of the more interesting relationships. Yeah. But obviously that over time sort of dies down and he steps into the shadows more. But yeah, I like that side of things.
But it just shows you that scene you're on about. It does show you like he's still in the sort of student-teacher relationship where he's just not listening to him, regardless of what he's saying. He's just like basically he's switched off. I know better. I've been doing this. Like it's like with the chili powder in the meth and all this, and he's like, no. Like, but that's one of the beauties in it, like the development between their relationship as well. But like, the fact that he's not listening and he makes these mistakes, and you see that, like, I think over the course, even though Walt does sort of bitch him about and use him as a bit of a glove puppet, he also teaches him how to use his brain. And because you see in one of the earlier scenes, what was it, Buckstar, we read about, where they drove out in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere to cook in the RV. And
that's where I just mentioned that there. Sorry, you went off.
Yeah, sorry, my sound.
Sorry, man. But it's just leaving the key in the ignition and the battery dying, pouring the petrol in the generator, it blows up, and they're using their only water to put the fire out. And it's like he just keeps messing up, innit? But I want to go to something that you spoke to me about, which is the difference in how Walter and Hank's characters progressed. Do you want to just like touch on that a little bit?
Yeah. So for me, like obviously, just to sort of tee that up, like the way, like when you have to be a fan of things, and as you know, like with anything I like that, I do turn into a fanboy. Do you know what I mean? It's like you've got to watch it, you've got to listen to this, you've got to do this. And like the thing for me was the whole thing when you watch it again, it's basically like a big game of chess, and you see the pieces moving and whatnot. But there's the power struggle, and when the series first starts, it starts on Walt's birthday, and obviously he's the bitchiest of the bitches, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Like he's this teacher that well overqualified, no one listens to him. He's the butt of the joke at his own birthday party. And Hank, you see him like the brother-in-law, the DEA agent. He's like I describe you. He's like a gun with shoes on. And he's just fucking like he's your sort of typical American, sort of like big dick, boom, 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 guns, titties and beer, you know. And he's that type of person. And over the course of it, you see like the diminutive nature of Walt and the dominant nature of Hank. And obviously Hank doesn't know he's chasing Walt, but he knows he's chasing Heisenberg, and he hasn't made the link. But the way they go like that, and Walt turns into the sort of dominant, sort of powerful character, and he breaks Hank down unwittingly to Hank to like a quivering, anxiety-ridden wreck, because he's always one step ahead. He can't figure him out. And obviously Hank's used to being this like dominant police officer, goes after an arrest, gets it. And Walt, like I say, the more powerful he gets, he drains the power from Hank, and Hank's doubting himself, you know, and he's like having anxiety attacks and stuff. So you see the power shift, and particularly like it's interesting in the dynamic because they're family, the brother-in-laws. So they're literally on top of each other as it's happening, but only one of them knows where the pieces on the board are moving. And I think that's really interesting to see, really.
Yeah, definitely. What about, I know when we first watched it, JD, man, Gus, when we first saw Gustavo Fring.
Gus
This
Fring,
guy is a dark character, man. Like they're acting like this.
Listen, easily the best character in the show, man. Like easily for me, anyway. I don't know. Everyone else.
Well, over Walt.
Yeah, like I mean, well, what was the main character in it? But I'm just saying, like Gus Fring, bro. Come on, bro. Like that.
You're really waiting for the next scene with Gus in it. That's the thing I think with it, because he's not the main character. When he's not in it, you're like, right, when are we going to see Gus again? Do you get me? Like Gus's character, it's so dark because he has this front, doesn't he? But underneath that front is something very sinister, you know. And
whilst he's involved in the storyline from where he comes into it to the point he leaves, even though he's not in there, he's the sort of centerpiece in it. It's like sort of Walt. It's his savior. It's his nemesis. It's like sort of his disciplinarian. It's do you know? And there's the constant fear there with it. And the thing with Gus is like you didn't get introduced to him as that. It was basically someone. I think it was Saul. Saul said he can put him onto someone that can shift like all.
I know a guy.
They were making this mess. They were making this mess by the skip load, but they couldn't get rid of it. And then obviously he goes to this Los Polos Hermanos to meet, and then when you finally see him, and he turns up as this sort of restaurant franchise chain manager that's prim and proper and holier than thou. And then that's another interesting transition from character. He's always that character, isn't he? But from what you see on the surface, if you just go into that chicken shop as a customer working for his meth empire, you see how ruthless he is.
Bro, you just touched on something. Even the way they first meet, because Walt goes there and sits there for the whole day and just has no idea. How the hell did he?
He has no idea he's watching.
No, how the hell did he figure out it's that guy? Because that guy's just the manager. You know what I'm saying? Comes his wife.
Penny drops. You see penny drop, don't you? When he's sitting there looking out the window and he sees someone, the last person leave, and he sees Gus's reflection in the window, and then it's just
and that's foreshadowing as well, isn't it? Because the way he sees the reflection, you never see the full character. You just see like a reflection of it. But no other person would have figured that out. It was Walt, because he is a legit genius. Do you know what I mean?
Doesn't Hank figure that out though? That's him though.
Do you know what? No, I think it doesn't. Hank figures it out when he still hasn't sussed its Hasberg.
He goes to like his superiors and he's like, I think that this blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but he's a donator to the police force and all sorts, isn't he? He's friends with the police. Like he's sort of like he's like a parasite. He's like from within, like a Trojan horse. Yeah, and I can't exactly remember. You are right. Yes, like there is something though that triggers Hank in it. But at that point, it's like you sort of don't care. You're sort of a little bit worried because you think if he's on the Gus.
Hank is legit smart. He figures a lot of things out. People.
That's why I'm saying the beauty of the way Walt broke him down from being super cop to like doubting himself is ridiculous. But I'll say this to Esty, like, what did you make of the Fring character, Gus?
I enjoyed Gus Fring. Like I said, the actor's brilliant though. Like you see him in things. He's such a cool actor, but he can play it all in the eyes, you know, like he can just with a look, like he can put across that like he's gonna rip your face off. So I think a lot's in the actor. But again, I had issues with a lot of this. So like him and the old guy, I might have missed it. I don't know. It never the old boy who's in the wheelchair is like two.
Oh, Hector the Salamanca.
Does it correct me if I'm wrong, but does it go into why he hates him? But just
right. Well, the thing is, like,
it does. It does.
It touches on it, but you need to. Did you do Better Call Saul? Have you given that a chance?
No.
Well, you should give that a chance, well, because like I've spoken to a lot of people that like Better Call Saul more than Brave. I don't see it personally, but when you go to Better Call Saul, it gives you a lot more background on Gus and Mike and how Hector became to be in the wheelchair and the hatred they have, and obviously, but like Hector was the one that killed. Like, let me ask you this: it was his boyfriend, his lover, wasn't it? The chemist he initially takes him to meet Don Elalio. So Gus, when you see the flashbacks where he first like goes to meet Don Elalio, the head of the Mexican cartel that he takes out, he was paying for this guy. Said he was a chemical genius. He was paying for him to scholarship for university and that, and he was going to be like the sort of original Heisenberg. And it's Hector that puts a bullet, and I couldn't tell whether it's his friend, but he just seemed like at the bit when he killed him, like when Hector put the bullet through the young guy's head at the side of the pool, Donald Elio's pool, like the way he was just completely devastated, like he'd lost like a partner, like a spouse.
I don't know about that, bro. I think you're reading too much.
Do you not think? Like,
honestly, like they were meant to be like brothers, isn't it? That's the whole thing. They were meant to be like literally brothers, which is why the chain is called Los Pollos Hermanos.
No. It is his brother. No, it's his actual brother. What are you talking about?
No, it's not.
It's his actual brother. I don't think so.
Brothers, man.
He's white. Well, he's not white. He's light skin Hispanic. And obviously, Giancarlo's
Hispanic, bro. Like, listen, they're Hispanic, man. Like, you can have two people from the same parents that look different. You can have it.
But I don't think they're brothers like that. I think they were like brothers. I think they were, because I don't think they got the same name or anything. But they were like brothers, and that's why he called the franchise Los Pollos Hermanos, the chicken brothers, isn't it?
The chicken brothers, yeah. I don't know. It's just like one of the things, like the way I look, like how we took it. Like, that's just like it's one of the things, like where you interpret it different ways, and it's just like it's how you look at it as a person, like how devastated you would be in that particular. But anyway, like to answer your question, so like the reason he fucking hated Hector Salamanca is because he just for no reason just went pop and took out his.
Why?
It wasn't
even
just that.
Yeah,
it wasn't even just that. It was like his whole disrespect towards them. He was mad disrespectful. He didn't like them. He's the one who pissed in the swimming pool, innit? I pissed in the swimming pool. So he was already disrespectful to his own boss, and he didn't like these guys. And they were from where were they from again? Honduras, isn't it? They're not Mexican. They're not Mexican. They're from Chile or Honduras or like that.
Oh no, you're about either cartel or like because Gus is Chilean, isn't he?
That's the Mexican mafia, right? The Mexican mafia.
Yeah. I'm going to say Gus is Chilean.
But I'm saying Gus is not Mexican. He's not.
No, he's Chilean. Yeah.
Chilean, yeah, and I think for that's one of the reasons he didn't like him as well. So already he didn't like him. You get me?
Yeah. And I think there was the thing as well that, like, obviously at first at Donald Elio, he had a lot of respect for them. I think like Hector didn't like the fact that someone he reveres favoured an outsider. You know what I mean? Like, well, the thing is as well, like Hector's just a bastard, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? You see
he's horrible.
The flashback. You remember the twins?
Yeah.
I was stone cold there. They were like super interesting characters. But the flashback is to when he says like, "Oh, he's brought to tell you, I wish he was dead. I wish he was dead." And Hector just grabs him and goes, "Get me a beer out there." And he just starts drowning the one of the twins. And then he starts like hitting him, and that's what he says. Then he's like, "Never say you want your family dead. Like, there's nothing more better than family." But like Hector, unbelievable character as well in it. Like as much as he fucking hated Gus, he still wouldn't snitch in it. Like he said DEA. We went in the police station and just fucking just shat himself in the fucking room.
Like he spells out "suck my."
Yeah. The nurse like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Yeah. And then he just looks at me, goes, and just shits himself in the interview room, and then Hank's like, "Right, I think we're done here."
Oh, that was nasty. Yeah. Oh gosh, that was nasty. Right, you know what? Yeah, we'll circle back to this in a minute. I'm gonna quickly move on to we'll do quote unquote, man, because I don't want to run out of time. We could talk about how long we could talk about this. I mean, it's just the tip of the iceberg, man. So quote unquote, just for you, Hursty, I'm sure you've probably seen it, but it's literally quotes from the series Breaking Bad in this case. I just want to know who said it. Blunt, I don't know if I should leave you out of this because I feel like you've seen it too.
I'll tell you what I'll do, right? I'll sit back, and if anyone doesn't get it, I'll take a guess at it.
It's going to be pretty one-sided because I've only seen it once through. So, so
right,
JB, this is your time to shine.
What character would have said something like this? That's how you're going to have to look at it then. All right, there's the first one. A bullet to the head would have been far too humane. Who said that?
I'm gonna guess Gus Fring. Gus.
Yes, it was Gus. Easy one, that one, I think. All right, next one. You either got it or you don't. I got it, man.
Jesse.
Who said that? Yeah, Jesse Pinkman. That's definitely a Jesse line. It's hard to find lines from this show. Yeah, it's hard to find lines from this show that aren't obvious.
Is that the only course they didn't finish with a bitch?
Yeah, I couldn't put any of them in. You're my partner now, right? Partners look out for each other. Who said that?
Saul Goodman, I think. That's kind of a Saul Goodman thing now.
It's not Saul Goodman. Saul Goodman might be one of my favorite characters, actually. He's so funny. You know that. So it's actually Tuco Salamanca, because you're not going to get it. Now, you know the scene where his assistant leaves his office and he goes, "Do you want me to follow you home?" And she's like, "No." She goes, "No, Saul." And he goes, "Man, you're killing me with that booty."
Do you know what, mate? Right. So just before you go on the next one, as been mentioned, right? Tuco, what a fucking character! Like, he's just one of them guys. Like, the way he plays that off, right? And the few other things I've seen him in, quality actor. But it's just like, you know, when they like to say they're trying really hard to get rid of this product, so they have to like risk getting in, sort of like in a business sense, getting in bed with basically a fucking landmine, like, or a fucking proximity landmine. He is just a lunatic, isn't he? You know, like, he's just like the way he gets that big Rambo knife and crushes up the meth, and then he'll take like a big bump. And he's like, tight. And he'll just smash anyone up that's in sight. Like, he's just like, fuck.
He's not someone you like he said, didn't it? He's not someone you want to owe money to, man. Oh my god.
There's a similar character in Training Day. Very similar character.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yes, he does. Yeah, isn't he the one who he's saying like where they play cards and he goes, and he's my shit pushed in, bro.
Right, I'll go on to the next one. Sometimes forbidden fruit tastes the sweetest. I know the answer is not P. Diddy.
Yeah. Or Dwight York.
Who said that?
Anyone?
Struggling. You know, don't you, Blunt? I can tell by your face.
Do you know what? I honestly don't know, but I can only think of one person saying that.
Saul, the lawyer. I can see him saying it.
That's the only person. Is it not Saul? No.
Nah. Do you want to give it a guess, JD? And then I'll show you who it is.
What? There's no Walter White quotes. Like, Walter, maybe. I don't know.
It's not Walter.
Nah, he wouldn't say so with that.
It's Hank straight.
Yeah. It's like sort of very, very tongue in cheek, isn't it?
He has the Cuban cigars and Walt goes, people, and he's like, sometimes forbidden fruit tastes the sweetest. Right, next one. If you don't know who I am, then maybe your best course would be to tread lightly. Who said that?
Let me answer. Let me just touch on this for a second, because that quotable there, right, where they have, he's realised it's him. He realised he knows. He goes to his house in the garage, innit? And like the first sort of standoff, the face-off that they have, and it's just the way where he says, "I'm going to bring you down," and it's just the way he just looks at him cold and dead, and he's like, "Well, if you truly know who I am and what I'm capable of, then maybe your best course is to tread lightly." Now, as far as a threat, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, oh my god! Like,
it's not the first time he's flipped out at Hank, though. The first time was when he was giving his son alcohol, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not the first time he flipped. Yeah, it's not the first time he flipped out, or he showed that like bit of highs and their side. But it was the bit. It's like he realised he was caught. He'd gone to all them lengths not to get caught, which included killing 8 witnesses in prison cells across like 4 different jails in a 2-minute window, like an orchestrated takedown. He's gone to all them lengths, you know what I mean? And it's now because he doesn't want to hurt Hank, but like at that point he's basically saying like, "I love you, but that love's not worth giving my freedom up and my empire." And it's just that is a threat. Like, you can tell someone you're going to blow their head off, but like just telling someone to tread lightly, basically fucking walk the other way. It's cold, man.
Definitely. All right, we've got two more. Just because you shot Jesse James, don't make you Jesse James. Who said that?
That's definitely. Oh,
Yeah. You're not in this. You can.
It's got to be Saul. It's got to be like. Where's the Saul quotes anyway, man?
Who is it? Who said it?
Well, I think Blunt was going to say Saul Goodman, so I'm going to go with Blunt, isn't it? So,
no, it's not Saul. It's not Saul.
He wasn't. He knows who it is. I know he knows who it is.
Yeah.
Kirsty.
I was going to say Saul anyway, but yeah.
Go on then, Blunt. Who is it?
Mike Ehrmantraut, innit? So after they've got rid of Gus, his former boss, and he's getting a bit big for his boots, and obviously Mike is the sort of a lot of the legwork and a bit of the genius behind the sort of Gus Frings empire. And Walt's getting a bit big for his boots, isn't he? And he just says to him, he reminds him, he says, just because you shot Jesse James doesn't make you Jesse James. In other words, shut up, calm down, and listen to me.
Did you know that he'd argued a lot with the writers and stuff and producers about the grammar and the way that he should talk? He disagreed with them a lot. Like, so he'd be handed his script and he'd be like, Mike wouldn't say this, it's grammatically incorrect.
Really?
He would speak like that. Yeah.
Because he's one of my favorite characters.
It was on some. It was like Jimmy Kimmel or something like that, and they asked him.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, and he sort of said he'd had quite a few words with them. He refused to read the script as it was wrote, and he altered it a little bit.
He's one of my favorite. He's one of the more fascinating characters, Mike, because like you don't learn a lot about him, and you learn that he was a former police officer and whatnot, so he's got some smarts about him and what. But I tell you what, if you watch Better Call Saul, it does a deep dive into Mike's past and how he became the person he is, and how he met Gus Fring, and But I'll tell you something else. You're like this. I don't know whether you clocked it or whether I've said this to you. You know when you see a face and you're like, oh, fucking hell, who's that? What have I seen them in? Right? And I was watching, and I think I had to Google it. No, I didn't Google it. I just forgot about it.
Beverly Hills Cop. I can't remember.
Beverly Hills Cop. It's Beverly Hills Cop. He's the main, what's he called? Victor Maitland's main henchman, isn't it?
It's Beverly Hills Cop 2.
No, he's a police officer, man.
He's a police officer.
He's a henchman for Victor Maitland, isn't he? In Beverly Hills Cop 2?
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah, and when I call Jonathan Banks, his name, isn't he? Great actor.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, he's been going forever.
It's Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah.
He had hair back then as well.
Yeah, that's what it is. But when you look, he's still got that same dead eye, that stare like that. Like you're looking at everything like it's just confusing.
All right, next one. If you're committed enough, you can make any story work. I once told a woman I was Kevin Costner, and it worked because I believed it.
That's got to be Saul Goodman. Come on.
Yeah.
Finally. Saul has got the funniest lines in the whole show, bro. He's
writing. And the way Bob Odenkirk pulls that character off, fucking genius. Absolute genius. Because he is one of the slipperiest characters of all time. He's just like...
But it's worth watching Better Call Saul because it goes into the character and how he got to that point.
Yeah.
It shows him in the beginning. He's a completely different person.
He's not even called Saul Goodman. He's called Jimmy McGill, isn't it? And he's a con man, isn't it? He runs scams on people.
He's still a lawyer though.
He passed the bar, didn't he? But he didn't chase it because his older brother Chuck, resented the fact that he could make it. And I think he felt a bit threatened because he's built to be a lawyer, and do you know what I mean? When you're a con man at heart, you're a fucking lawyer, aren't you?
He says, he goes, don't drink and drive, but if you do, call me. It just comes out as some line.
No, what's the other great line is always says there? He goes, if you're in trouble, don't get yourself a criminal lawyer, get yourself a criminal lawyer.
Yeah. Saul Goodman, man. He only comes in season 3, innit? And you get the little teasers as well because you see the bench with Saul Goodman on it.
You see the sign on it when Badger gets lifted in the sting operation. Yeah.
Another thing I just wanted to point out that I forgot to mention earlier. Aaron Paul, the guy who plays Jesse, had 0 acting lessons before doing Breaking Bad. None.
Yeah, nothing.
Breaking Bad was the first time. He said he's never taken acting lessons. He just thought to himself that all acting is, I'm just going to pretend to be someone else. And look how he made that work. That's crazy.
As far as yeah. Well, I was just about to say that. So go on, S.
He's a contestant on The Price Is Right in America, and he's just fucking wild. He comes down. He looks like he's had a lot of Class A drugs. He's just bouncing off the walls for like.
Well, was he a plant by the television network to sweep up the price or something? I'm sure I heard something like that, but that was his only other appearance on TV when it's just this young punk kid that like won their version of it. But like I was saying, as far as the debut, when you see it, and this is another thing with the characters, the way they cast, they purposefully went for unknowns, because when you put a big star in, you do it to sell the idea of the show, but you also risk the character being typecast in people's minds. So they went for all these unknown people in these roles, so you just accept them as the characters they are. Apart from Walt, they took the dad out of Malcolm in the Middle because they needed a non-threatening suburban 2.4 children, run-of-the-mill sort of blue-collar working dad. And they needed you to invest in that sort of character because it made it easier for you to sort of pity him. Fucking genius.
I was talking to you about this the other day. What's it that this guy Jesse Plemons, the one who plays Todd? Remember Todd, JD? The guy at the end, who ended up shooting that kid, innit? But he was saying basically that he would approach the writers and the director and everyone and start to ask them. This is in the beginning. Tell me about the character. What's he like? What's Todd about? What's his story? And they said they wouldn't tell him anything. And he kept going back to them and really pushing to find out what is this guy really about. And they said the reason they never told him about anything about the character is that when he was reading for the character, he did it so well in his natural way that it was scary. Like, that's what they said. They were terrified of his character because it was just like, okay, killing somebody is just like signing off somebody's annual leave to him. Like, that's how he treated him. Like, so passionate. Do you get me? It's like nothing. So they didn't want to distort that. They wanted him to keep that character. And you see it in El Camino, you know, where he's got Jesse in the boot and he's just driving and he's singing, isn't he? And the truck drives past and he's like, apparently nobody knew he was even going to do that.
Improv. Improv it. Yeah. But it's right though, you're about Todd, though, isn't it? When he got introduced, it's like he was like so down for the cause anyway, he didn't think twice about shooting that kid. It was just like witness, bang. The kid doesn't even know what he's seen, really. Do you know what I mean? But like it was like it feeds into that sort of like he's just sort of like one of them like you know, like some autistic people count cards like Rain Man, you know, like they all have that like sort of that one tap. And his is basically just to fucking follow orders and get the job done. And it strikes me as that's all like you say, the deadpan is because he didn't know what emotions to put into the character. And once they seen that element of it, they were like, because he does have that, like, what does Jesse say about him? He says that freak Todd with them stone cold dead killer eyes that you can see all the way through or something like.
Yeah. He is. He's exactly like that. But I thought he was a brilliant character as well in Breaking
Quality.
Bad. I used to call him Fake Matt Damon, innit? Because I didn't know who he was.
He's gone on to do some good things as well, though, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean? And it's like the roof. I tell you what I loved as well. I touched on it a second ago because it is one of the greatest sort of like scenes, like sort of acts, whatever you want to call it, from the series. When I touched on the bit where Walt needed to get rid of all the witnesses from the laundromat from Gus Fring's operation in order for him to carry on, because they would have rolled on him and Jesse. So they said you've got a 2-minute window to kill, what was it, like 8 or whatever many people in so many different jails, and you got the neo-Nazis involved to do it. And the beauty of it was when he was looking at that piece of art in our hotel, and it was the watch that Jesse got him for his birthday when everything was going swimmingly between them two, the expensive watch. And it's when he just clicks, and it just keeps cutting back to the and then you see someone get set on fire through the door, and you see someone get stabbed up in a different jail, and then there's the fucking where they throw them over the fucking balcony. Like, everything about it is like there's so many sort of symbolic and like foreshadowing and little Easter eggs in it. It's just, if you're a geek about stuff like that, it's
just to close off, right? Just before I do, I think we got another comment there. Big up, Kazi. I'm not sure who that's to because I don't know the username. But thanks for the comment anyway. If you let us know who you are, that would be nice. Yeah, so I want to know, Blunt, best show ever, yes or no?
For me, best drama show of all time. Like I say, Wire's pretty. The Wire's pretty close, but Breaking Bad for me is king.
Okay.
As a drama show.
Hursty, do I need to ask you?
I think you can probably see where I'm going to go, but no. Like I said, I do intend to go back and watch it again, but no, I think when you're looking at shows like The Wire and The Sopranos and so many others, Homeland, I think there's a lot of other things that come above it.
What's your topic, guys? Quickly.
It'd be one of those three that I've just mentioned. The Wire.
Yeah, you couldn't pick now.
Homeland.
Yeah,
it'd be one of those
shows,
three,
man. All top shows. JD,
honourable mention for Your Honour if you've not seen it.
Loved Your Honour. Sorry, JD. Sorry, mate. Just quickly, yeah. Your Honour, Bryan Cranston.
Top show.
2 series. Your Honour. If you've not seen it, sorry, Jay. Carry on.
Breaking Bad probably third for me. The Wire, then The Sopranos, then probably Breaking Bad third.
Okay. Well, for me, my number one's always going to be Sopranos. I just don't have anything beating that at all. And then
Fringe.
Fringe, yeah. Do you know what it is? Fringe, because I'm a bit of a sci-fi geek, innit? That's just out on its own for me. I'm not counting that in my top 3 because I have to be honest, even though I love the show, and I do love the show.
You'd understand it wouldn't have mass appeal.
In the greatest scheme of things, are there better actors in The Wire, in Sopranos, in Breaking Bad? Yeah, there probably are. So I can't really, you know what I mean? That's me being selfish saying Fringe. So I'm not going to say Fringe. I'm going to put Sopranos 1. I'll put Breaking Bad 2, and I'll put The Wire number 3 for me.
Ooh. So you see, for me, I have that top 3. I've got Breaking Bad, Wire, Sopranos.
I love The Sopranos, man.
Same for me though. Like say the first time I watched Sopranos, like you remember Marty, don't you? Marty basically pinned me down and made me watch it. And obviously I got into it and I enjoyed it. I did think The Sopranos though, I thought it was about sort of 6 episodes too long, but not 6 episodes from one season. I just think there was so much filler in there, and all the shows are guilty of it at some point. I think there was just too much filler in The Sopranos.
You find that a lot with American programs, though, don't you? They're quite stringent on, we've got 24 episodes that we need to fill. The first series of Breaking Bad's probably the exception to that rule. One actually cut it short, but
no. I was telling you one about Breaking Bad. It was 7 episodes, but NBC cancelled it. It was too slow, and it got taken on by AMC with the agreement. It wouldn't be hour long; it'll be 40 minutes, and we'll give you more episodes. Would speed it up a little bit.
I think originally it was supposed to be 9, and they cut it down to 7.
Was it? Right, yeah. So they edited it all out. Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what you haven't to Bookstar? You know what you haven't mentioned?
What's that?
Felina.
Felina?
Yeah, what I was telling you about earlier on. The last episode. Felina, where he's going back to sort all his shit out.
2 minutes to talk about Felina.
Right, quickly, yeah, right. So Felina, right, when he's talking about double entendre, triple entendre, right, Felina, when he's hiding out, he's going back to sort everything out, he puts a tape in the stolen car, and it's some country singer, and the song is, somewhere in Mexico, but he's going back to sort of see his old lover, blah, blah. So there's the first one. Felina is also an anagram of finale. And then when you break it down, Felina, Felina, it loosely translates to blood, meth, and tears. Fe-iron. No, it does like Fe-iron, Li lithium, meth, and then Na sodium, salt and tears.
I'll finish on this then, yeah? Just by the way, that's Malachi. I think that's my cousin, unless you got someone called Malachi, your cousin. Yes, cousin.
Oh, yes, I have, yes.
That's doing this, you never know, innit? Anyway, I was going to say, the opening sequence, the opening theme of Breaking Bad, just as the elements are coming into the screen, you'll see meth written there, and then you'll see the chemical composition of meth. See, you know, the BR and the BA have got nothing to do with anything to do with Breaking Bad. That's actually to do with what they use in curing cancer. But you look behind that, you literally see meth, and then you see the chemical position of making it. This show, man, they're going to be.
I'll tell you what as well. Like, sign off on this as well. Like, it said there was 62 episodes, and if you look at the 60-second element of the periodic table, and anyone that wants to go and check that out and put the link in there, I'll let you do it.
Right, JD, thanks for jumping on again, bro. Blunt, thanks for jumping on. Hursty, hopefully not the last time we see you on, man. Thanks for jumping on tonight as well. Please remember to like and do the right thing. You got me saying that now, Blunt.
I know. Because of JD, got 2 slices. 2 slices.
But listen, we hope people will support us. We want to keep growing. We want to keep building. We want to keep getting good guests on and stuff like that. So please do the easy thing and hit that subscribe button. We'll be back on Tuesday with Don't Gas the Badge, and again next Thursday with the Don't Gas podcast, where we'll be doing all things Arnold Schwarzenegger. It'll be a good one. I'll be back.
The 5th, the belt. Bonfire night, the 5th. The belt on the 5th, yeah. Bonfire night, most explosive rounds.
So look out for that as well. Keep an eye out for the promos. Okay, everyone. Peace.